Talking about the new player experience, we would be remiss unless we mentioned the skill tree, because that is probably one of the most iconic moments in Path of Exile, opening the skill tree and zooming out. And it's probably one of the most widely discussed moments of people going, this is overwhelming, it's not for me. If that has been identified as such an overwhelming moment, what discussions have you had internally about whether you should change it? And if you do, what it would be changed to?
That's a great question. So Path of Exile has a complicated skill tree and a degree of lock-in, right? You make decisions, and it's possible but difficult to undo those decisions. And we see this as a very positive thing that kind of exemplifies the type of game it is. You're going to have to make hard decisions, there's a lot of data to consider, and you might make the wrong ones, and that's okay. You learn, you get better at it. It can be very overwhelming for new players where they open it up and say, what do I have to do? Do I need to load Google? Do I have to watch a YouTube video? And we made a number of changes to make this easier. The first thing we considered internally was hiding most of the tree to give you just a small area to choose from. And our problem here was that A, it doesn't filter out players who are never going to handle the complexity of the game, because there is a lot more complicated stuff than the skill tree in there. And we feel that that shock of here's the skill tree means that if someone really doesn't want a game that involves thinking, they can go back to another one at that stage. It respects their time, if you see what I mean. Wastes a bit less of it. So we tried hiding a lot of the skill tree. And the problem is for the players who do want to engage with it, that's actually a detriment because they want to do a bit of planning. They want to say long-term, where am I going? Am I going to this place over here? Am I going over there? And giving them full information is a sign of respect. We're not trying to hide something from them. The thing that actually really helped with the new player experience of the skill tree was adding what we call the notable passives. They're the slightly larger ones that have names and a particular theme. Because if you kind of squint slightly and look at just the notables, they lay a much more clear path of what you want to do. I want to get to this notable, then to this notable, then to this one, and there's some good ones up there. You don't have to consider the fine-grained ones along the way. You just have to look at the large, 10 that you're going to go for. And that's a better way to approach a build. And maybe a future improvement we could make is to focus on that a bit more, where we highlight to the players, look, a recommendation could be that you get these notables, and then it's up to them to choose what exact path they're doing to get it, but the path is a bit less relevant at that point.
I very much appreciate there's a search function as well, because I can search the word minion, and then everything that is anyway related to minions kind of flashes, and I appreciate that.